The phone rang before dawn. The hotel manager spoke with practiced calm, yet beneath it ran a faint quiver I didn't need pointed out. "Ma'am, your husband checked in yesterday under your name with a young woman. Your son asked me not to say anything." I held the receiver, staring at the blank wall as the words dropped heavy inside me. "But he's at home with the grandkids," I whispered, my voice shaking not from fear, but disbelief. "Ma'am, please come." "It's worse." I dressed without a sound. Nothing in my closet could soften what waited for me, or what I already intended to do. I remembered the first day I met him. The laughter, the effortless charm, how he made me feel visible, awake. He used to take my hand in crowded rooms, murmur dreams of a future so bright it felt foolish not to believe in it. I loved him with the kind of unguarded devotion that leaves no room for doubt. Back then, betrayal belonged to fiction. Not to our home. Not to us. The signs, when they came, were soft at first. Late-night calls he labeled work. Business dinners morphing into client meetings. The subtle way he leaned out of reach when I brushed his hair from his brow. I noticed. I didn't panic, I documented. Each lie, each inconsistency, each small fracture. The truth arrived like a knife. One night his phone buzzed. A message. "Tonight. Use her name. Don't get caught." I didn't cry. Didn't raise my voice. I wrote down the time, the hotel, the woman, and I began to chart my path. I mapped everything: finances, joint holdings, properties, each detail cataloged with care. His social circles, the people who adored him only for his easy grin, I prepared them too. Every step a strand in a web he wouldn't notice until he was already trapped. I contacted the attorney I once hired, not for love, but for justice. I didn't want messy revenge. I wanted precision, exposure, certainty. I collected evidence of his infidelity and paired it with proof of his carelessness, his irresponsibility, his pride. Friends, co-workers, acquaintances, each one unwittingly became a witness. Standing outside the hotel, the cold cutting through my coat, I thought of how he'd laugh at the idea that I might ever turn against him. That laugh had always been his shield. Today, it would do nothing. Inside, the receptionist guided me to the room. The door was open just enough. I saw him look up, startled. A faint smirk curled his mouth, the kind that said, "You can't touch me." "We need to talk," I said quietly, though the weight in my voice was undeniable. He chuckled. I reached into my bag and placed the first folder on the table. Papers. Photos. Timelines. Each one hit the surface with deliberate calm. His smile thinned. "I know everything," I said. "The calls. The rooms. The lies. Your carefully built little world." I paused. "It's all here." I watched the confidence drain from his face, not in a dramatic burst, but bit by bit. I laid out each step I had taken. Accounts frozen. Assets reassigned. Colleagues informed. Every revelation an arrow sliding quietly into its target. He tried to speak, but I had prepared for every excuse, every half-truth, every attempt at charm. There was no escape hatch left. By the time I finished, there was nothing of his facade standing. I didn't raise my voice or touch him. It was the truth, cool, organized, undeniable, that undid him. The same man who once held me with tenderness now shook beneath the weight of his own choices. "And the woman," he finally rasped. "Irrelevant," I said. "Though she was smarter than you. She knew you could get caught. I made sure of that." His kingdom of deception collapsed without a bang. Clean. Quiet. I left before he could form another word. Outside, the first streaks of gold broke across the sky. I didn't shed a tear. Didn't turn back. The betrayal had been brutal, the strategy draining, the confrontation almost dreamlike. But the final moment, the absolute control, was mine. I thought of the man I once adored and the man who tried to break me. They were the same, yet only one would remain in my memory. The other was finished. Exposed. Insignificant. The cold wind brushed my face as I walked away. It felt like release. Calculated justice, when executed with patience and clarity, speaks a language the guilty always understand. Far too late.